Hello and welcome to another edition of Volunteers Make It Happen. I'm your host, Rick Tryon. This program is brought to you by the Retired Senior Volunteer Program and the kind folks here at Cable Channel 7. I also want to say that today we're coming to you from beautiful downtown Great Falls in Cindy Seelick's art studio, photography studio. And Cindy is a local photographer here that has her business located up here at 417 Central in the business incubator in downtown Great Falls. And the camera right now is showing you some of Cindy's great photography works, and we're real thankful that Cindy is allowing us to use her studio to film these shows here today. We've got the great artwork around us and the sort of the cool brick, looks like a bullet hole in the brick there. Somebody didn't like one of the pictures, and then we've got the great furniture here and the coffee table, and it's just a really wonderful place to bring you Volunteers Make It Happen and some of the other programs here on Cable Channel 7. And Volunteers Make It Happen is brought to you by the Retired Senior Volunteer Program, which is a local program matching volunteers with volunteering opportunities all over the state of Montana. And they do a great job down there at RSVP, and Audrey has done a really wonderful job coordinating that whole effort down there. And Audrey has had now for the last couple of weeks, 4 weeks actually, some great young people that are actually down there helping out with a lot of the volunteer work that needs to be done around the town here. And they're all folks with the AmeriCorps volunteer program, and they're with what we call N-Trips, and that's the NCCC. And today we have, in our continuing series, talking to some of the volunteers with NCCC, we have Adam Greenberg with us. Nice to see you, Adam.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Now, we were talking a little bit earlier. You are from Wantagh, New York, right?
Yeah, Wantagh, New York.
And where is Wantagh at?
It's about a 50-minute train ride east of New York City.
Going east?
Yeah, Long Island.
Okay. And so you've probably been to the city a lot, huh?
I love the city.
You love the city?
Yeah, it's a fun place.
And you were raised there, basically?
Yep.
Okay. So what do you think about Great Falls, Montana, being from the big city, New York? Now you're way out west here.
Yeah, you know, I love to travel. I mean, with AmeriCorps, we've been seeing great states. I mean, all the states that we've been to have been states that I've never before been to. So it's been really great to see. I've loved seeing Montana.
Yeah.
It's Great Falls is kind of a quieter town, but it's cool. I like it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little different. Being from the big city or around the big city, it's quite a culture shock, I'm sure, some of the places you've been.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm open to it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
You now we've been talking with members of Red 6 here for the last 6 weeks or so, and you guys started out. You did your training in Sacramento,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's correct.
And then you had a project in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Right.
Building houses with Habitat for Humanity.
That's correct.
And we're going to talk with you specifically today about your experiences in New Orleans.
Okay.
And but before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about, Adam, what your background is. You've got a college degree.
Mm-hmm.
What's your major?
I have a Bachelor of Science in Psychology from the University of Miami.
From the University of Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you went from New York down to Miami.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And so you originally had planned on maybe becoming a psychologist, but
well, originally I had planned on becoming a doctor of some sort, and then after changing my major several times, I settled on psychology, and then I thought about psychiatry because I had been pre-med up until my senior year, and then during my junior year, I sort of became a student activist. I was very heavily involved in a union and living wage campaign for our campus janitors. And so that sort of is what led me into AmeriCorps. But most recently, before AmeriCorps, I'd been considering doing a PhD program in counseling and psychotherapy. But now I'm sort of leaning away from that.
Okay. And so it was in your junior year in college in Miami that you sort of started looking at AmeriCorps. Is that right?
No, I had some experiences that led me into the social change direction that led me to AmeriCorps.
And AmeriCorps was, and the NCCC program was was something that you saw as a way that you could make a difference for a
Yeah,
while?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
That was what prompted you, is that you would have a chance to really go out there and actually be hands-on to help make a difference.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, how did that come about? Did you have a mentor, or did you have someone who was in the program that talked to you about it? Or?
Well, I had found out about it from basically just I had been a mentor myself for other younger students in a program called Strive at the University of Miami, and so I was a mentor through that program in various volunteer organizations on campus, and through that. In the volunteer office, they just sort of found a brochure about AmeriCorps and thought, oh, this looks pretty cool.
Now, so what you were expecting when you decided to join up, kind of what your expectations, has it lived up to that for you?
Oh, it's exceeded them.
Really?
This has been a phenomenal experience for me. I've loved this program, every bit of it. The
Wow.
travel, the service, the meeting people, it's been great.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you went from Miami, or did you go home first and then go out to Sacramento?
I was home for the summer, and then we started in Sacramento on October 17th. So I graduated in May, and I was home for the summer.
Did you get out there into Sacramento, and I understand that they have the training, when they do the training, it's sort of like a campus situation.
Mm-hmm.
Or did you go, what the heck did I do this for? I mean, did you look around, did you ever have any time you went, I don't know about this?
No.
That's cool.
I was all about it from the beginning.
Okay.
And I'm so glad I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your first, and you got your team, you got hooked up with it. And I know I talked to the folks last month, and they said, well, they assign people to projects all over the country, and actually Hawaii is one place that they assign people, and everybody's going, Hawaii, please.
Or Alaska, but yeah.
Or Alaska.
Yeah. Not us.
and I suppose the other thing is when you're in the training and you have to wait till about the last week or so before they assign you your team?
Yeah, pretty much. During the training, we were with a smaller team they called a pod. But then in the last week, we switched to our official teams.
Okay. And so that must be something that is also an interesting thing to wait for them to see who it is you're going to be living with for the next 9-10 months, right?
Yeah. It was interesting the first time we met, and certainly we've grown a lot since then.
Yeah. And now, I suppose in the training, when you're actually in the 1 month training, you sort of know. You get to meet a lot of people, and
sure.
You've probably met. You don't know that they're going to be your teammate, but you met that person, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I met anyone on our team before.
Okay.
But I'm sure that happened with other people.
Yeah, because I was just wondering if you'd ever.
Or maybe, I don't know.
If you meet somebody before you get assigned and you go, please God, don't let me be assigned on the same team with that person, but you do anyway. I'm kidding. I just think that's exciting.
Yeah.
It must be a very exciting time and very cool.